Behold, trapped in a hellscape of their own invention, socially unaware old white men bound by the pretense of being fake lawyers yet knowing no law, no exquisite Latin terminology, they are inexplicably compelled to quibble over minutia, squabble over triflings, and bicker like those who value their backyards far too highly without even knowing the difference between an easement and an alleyway. At this very moment, you have entered the heart of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. Let's get started.
Welcome. Oh, let me just back that up a little bit. Give a little pause. Helps for editing purposes when I don't talk right before I say welcome. So, welcome to another edition of...
Oh my God.
Something's
Is this
wrong with me
NPR
today.
now?
Welcome
to another edition.
No, it's definitely not NPR. It's QSB. Welcome to another edition of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker on July 28th, 2021. I just realized I haven't said the date in like weeks. I don't know why I haven't done that. Anyway, we have a very, very special guest today. One of the more talented people we've had on as far as we know and hope. Her name is Shanna Toft. She is an actor based out of Texas. She's been in numerous different productions, and she may or may not be helping us out later with our fake client, Garbage Eaters Anonymous. But in the meantime, we don't necessarily have a sponsor for today, but I think I came up with a quick one, which is... I don't know where my keys are, biscuits and box cutters. So that's our sponsor for today.
Biscuits and box cutters. They do both.
They do. They're useful in many different ways. Normally, Brendan, our co-host, comes up with a much more well-rounded and fully fleshed out sponsor, and I had to do it off the top of my head. Anyway, Shanna, welcome very much to the show. We appreciate you having you here. I'm sorry that you may be having a tornado hitting your house soon, and but why don't you tell us a bit about? I mean, you got into acting a bit later in life. Is that correct?
Yes and no. I got into the film side of it a little bit later, but I grew up doing theater, which I absolutely loved. And, you know, my parents allowed me to do that. They never actually wanted me to be an actor. They wanted me to, you know, be a doctor or a, you know, business person or something like that. So, you know, after high school, you know, I of course went to college because that's what they wanted me to do. I originally went in to be a chemical engineer, and then really crazy story with my physics professor. I couldn't stand looking at his belly button every single day, and so I just did not go to my engineering physics class.
Wait. Let's just back up a second on that one. So your professor was showing his belly button every day?
Oh,
like he was just like flashing?
It was so awful. And like I would ask
You wore
him to please button his shirt. It was, you know, I think he really loved food. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And he would wear these button-down shirts. I think he did it on purpose. I really do, because when he would sit in his chair, he would like lean back, and then that button would pop right over his belly button every single day. And it was so like so distracting. I couldn't pay attention. I'm like, you know what? Just forget it. I'm not gonna go. This is ridiculous.
Did he have an innie or an outie?
Well, thankfully it was an innie, because that would have been even more awkward. But you know,
maybe he was trying to illustrate what a black hole looks like to you guys. It was like a visual aid.
Perhaps he was. We did have like some astronomy outings and stuff too. You know,
so it wasn't a biology class. It wasn't something else. That's good.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, no. And so I wound up changing my major to business. To, you know, my dad talked me into that one, and I'm like, and okay, fine.
Fortunately, didn't have any professors that showed their belly buttons in
thankfully did not. Thankfully did not. I wound up having to wade in knee-deep water to you know, some of my classes from time to time because of how the campus was laid out. You know,
it was like set out on a swamp.
The accounting school was in the swamp.
They're all carrying like their books and things with a stick and a bandana on the back, right, and going through the swamp.
Crazy. But yeah, I wound up getting two bachelors, and then I got two masters. My first bachelor's is in management. My second one is in marketing. And then I got my master's degrees in marketing and accounting. Do I do anything with them these days? Yes, I know. I have an accounting background. I'm really, really good at accounting, really good at accounting. But I don't want to do it. So
Well, you don't have to if you don't want
I
to.
don't
That's
have
the
to
beauty
anymore.
of the world today, is that people are allowed to follow their paths.
Exactly. And it's
Even though they blew tens of thousands of dollars on education,
hundreds,
hundreds of
actually.
thousands of
Yeah.
dollars on
Oh,
Yeah.
education.
I owe a house.
Oh,
Yeah.
and does the
For my
house come after you for collections? Was it
no.
like a house that had its nose to the side?
No, we have payment agreements on it. So, it's not collections. It's just, hey.
Yeah, I was just
But yeah.
anthropomorphizing the house. I was being silly. I was making it like the
Oh.
house was like literally coming
I
after
just think
you.
it's sad that the world of science might have lost. You might have made the cure for cancer if not for that guy's belly button.
For real though, I mean, all I wanted to do was work at Dow Chemical when I was younger.
Ain't no cure for cancer at Dow Chemical, Greg. That's where they're creating it.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
maybe so. Yeah, maybe
bioweapons.
so.
That's right.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy because I actually moved away from Texas. I moved up to Colorado for 7 years. That's where I met my ex-husband and had 5 children. And then we moved to California for 3 years. And then I've been back in Texas for 12. Yeah. So I've been divorced for 11 years. And
Hey, my ex-wife has been divorced that long too.
well, there
So
you
no, she's
go.
been divorced
Hey.
longer now that I think about it. Oh, man, I've definitely gotten old since then.
But yeah, I had a friend of mine about 5 years ago. She is a celebrity photographer, and
Does that mean that she is personally a celebrity, or she just photographs celebrities?
she photographs them.
Okay, got
She
it.
personally is not a celebrity, although she probably should be,
Yeah.
because she's just awesome.
Okay.
But she saw a casting notice, and she's like, you've been out of it for a little while, but you really should go to this audition. And I was like, okay. So I submitted my stuff, and they're like, yeah, come audition. And I wound up getting in. And
How long ago was this?
that was about 5 years ago.
And how long had you been out of the acting field?
At that point, it was about 15 years.
Okay, so you had a long hiatus without like doing any like community theater or anything like that?
Right.
Oh,
Right.
okay. You just had to act in front of your kids and pretend to
Well,
your former
'cause,
husband that you loved him.
oh my gosh. Yeah, something like that. Up in Colorado, there's really not a whole lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not like right in Denver, and we were out in the middle of nowhere. So up in the mountains, out in the boonies, like 41 miles from the nearest town and stuff.
You just
Yeah.
practice in front of the mountain lions.
Exactly. I actually
Keep the
lived on
coyotes
100
happy.
acres at one point. So,
Say that again?
that's like how out in the boonies we were.
What did you say at one point? I missed that part.
At one point, I lived on 100 acres. And
That's
there was
definitely
like,
on the boonies.
exactly. And there was a she-wolf that would like come and hang out near me and stuff.
Wow.
She would stay like 100 yards out and just watch me. But we lived in a frontier house, and I actually had to boil the water to warm it up so I could wash the clothes and then hang them outside. It was awful.
That'd be like the
You're like
first
Laura
reason.
Ingalls.
How did you wind up in that circumstance? Like out in the middle of nowhere?
My ex-husband doesn't like people.
Okay.
So
And apparently doesn't like running water either.
no. Actually, it was piped, and he doesn't like electricity. We actually had propane for our electricity. Like if
Okay.
propane somehow powered the refrigerator and the light bulbs, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm assuming you had a generator or something, right?
No.
No. Oh, this is
And
quite...
the mountain stream water was PVC piped into
Did you like meet him on like a Tinder for mountain men or something?
No.
It's like
No.
swipe. You go for how long the beard is for like the guy that you're interested in.
No, my mother lives in Colorado,
Hmm.
and I hadn't seen her in several years, and I went to visit her and I met him. They lived and worked on a guest ranch.
Oh, okay.
And then
Was he a fur trapper?
I'm sorry?
Was he a fur trapper? Is that what he did for a living, your husband?
No, he worked on a guest ranch. You just said.
Yeah,
No, I mean before that. That was the whole time.
Cowboy.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a dude ranch cowboy.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was a bull rider and a saddle bronc rider. Yeah.
So he's definitely like a much more masculine than Gregor I put together, which is not a bad thing.
Absolutely. Very much male, and he kept himself in shape, and I was like, I like what I see there. Like, I'm a city girl, but I liked what I saw in that country boy.
Right.
And
then you wound up out in the country and you were like, wait, I have to boil water for my clothes now.
It's like Green Acres.
I did not like it. No, did not like it.
Yeah, well, we're not going to delve into the personalities between the two. Like, well, then what happened? But I can kind of understand, being in that circumstance, because I would never want to live out in the woods. But my dad, on the other hand, he was raised in the hills of Tennessee, and they had to, kill the food that they ate. That's how they survived. And like, they had a lot of squirrel killing stories in that family.
Living that way actually prepared me for a series that I'm probably going to be working on pretty soon, because it's basically filming in my backyard.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you have like them all living in your backyard in like tents?
Exactly. There's all the trailers out there, and
you're gonna teach them all how to run everything on propane.
Of course, yes.
And the she-wolf keeps an eye on them.
Right.
Followed you back to Texas.
All the way to Texas from Colorado.
No, we live over on the Fort Worth side of DFW for now, and they're filming the prequel to Yellowstone here.
Oh, okay.
So I'll probably be working on that, and I'm only saying that because it's actually been officially announced that it is filming here. Otherwise, I would be under NDA and be like, "Oh no, I can't talk about it."
Well, you say probably be working on it. Is there a chance that perhaps this pilot won't go through?
Well, no. Right now, all I've seen is work as an extra.
Okay.
And I normally don't do work as an extra, but this is, I believe, a SAG production. So, there's that chance of getting bumped up at some point. So if my other schedules with productions allow, then, some of the times I may pop over to be an extra on that series from time to time, but only because it's local.
Uh-huh.
And only because there is that chance of potentially getting bumped up.
And your representation probably is in talks with that company as well.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
In terms of SAG productions, I have SAG productions every day when I get out of bed. That's a different story, though. So for those of you who listen to this podcast who may not have any idea what SAG means, it's Screen Actors Guild. And you've been living under a rock if you didn't know what that stood for. But and we do have some people who live under rocks who listen to our show. So this is for you, Shanty and Sanchez. Anyway.
I live under a rock and I'm on the show.
You didn't know what SAG stood for, Greg?
No, I did. But I do live under a rock.
Okay. Are you a troll?
No, I'm a grub worm. I do wish I lived in 100-acre wood, though. That sounds very Winnie the Pooh-like.
Are either any of your children named Christopher or Robin?
No.
Okay.
Or Tigger?
No. I have 5 of them, believe it or not. And it's funny because like everybody who doesn't already know us thinks I'm their sister.
That's really, nice.
Really
well,
yeah.
You're only like 25, right? So
that's how old people think I am.
I thought you were.
Real. I'm 42. I'm not wearing any makeup at all.
I'm not wearing makeup either.
And
Yeah.
I'm 42
And nobody
years
thinks I'm
old.
42.
I'm not wearing any pants either.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for that. You're not wearing much hair.
Oh, to each his own. But yeah, my kids are 20, 18, about to turn 17, 15, and 13.
Got a full load. I've
Yeah.
raised 5 myself, so I understand. But my youngest is your oldest. My youngest is about ready to turn 20.
Wow.
But yeah, it's an adventure.
It
But
definitely is. Yeah.
it's a lot harder for the mother though than the father, in my opinion.
Well, it's like
You had to
it's
birth them.
whatever. I've done all of the work their entire lives anyway, so it's married, not married, it's a different day.
So
it's actually easier. It's crazy. It's actually easier, doing it by myself because I have money. Imagine that. I have more money divorced than I do.
And you have electricity.
Well, yeah,
That's good. Well, it's because you love accounting. You're an excellent accountant, and I'm sure that helped you get some money in the non-acting years. So are you still doing that, or are you just focusing on acting full time? Because I know I read somewhere that you've become a corporation, like you personally are a living, breathing company now.
I am Shanna Toft Entertainment LLC. I sure am. And so of course, I'm using my accounting background for that. I'm not really taking on clients anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody really needs help, I may be able to pop in here and there, but my schedule is so crazy. I cannot commit to being someone's accountant on a regular basis. Of course, my boyfriend is a different story because he's in my special inner circle, and I'll help him with his. But as far as like actual clients, no, I'm not going to do that because I cannot make that commitment with so many projects all the time.
Well, yeah, especially if you have auditions to go to, or just the nature of the acting beast. You could be up at like
I feel like we're in your inner
in the morning.
circle.
What was that, Greg?
I feel like we're in your inner circle now because we've chatted with you for 20 minutes. So maybe you could help us out because this podcast is blowing up. We don't know what to do with the money. Even it's just like offshore,
right?
IRAs. I don't know.
IRA, like the
Irish
Republican Army.
Yeah.
You may want to set aside an adversarial fund. That's my code name for.
Wait, let me get a pen.
An adversarial fund. We already have
adversarial fund. Yes, I'm teaching my boyfriend about all of this stuff.
It's like when you're going to become someone's adversary, you can have a fund set aside for pickaxes and hatchets.
That's right. That's right.
That's what James Bond villains have.
You gotta put it in terms that like grab their attention though.
Yeah.
And he's such an alpha male. I'm like, okay, honey, put this in your adversarial fund. He's like, okay, all right, I got it.
So not adversarial, but alpha males seem to be the guys that you are attracted to, or you just happen upon them. Okay.
No, I love alpha males. I'm an alpha female, and I like alpha males. And I've tried with beta males, and nope.
Well, Greg is a beta male.
Yeah, I don't get a chance with you, do I? If you're ever single with me.
Yeah, I need that challenge,
Yeah.
So you would have your own. You'd have like a satellite office of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker, more than likely.
There you go. Yes, absolutely.
Arguing with, I've never really understood the whole alpha beta thing. I mean, I forget where it comes out of. It comes out of like biological studies or zoological studies.
There's like alpha wolves in a pack.
Right, and then they got translated to humans, and I'm like, okay. I mean, sometimes I think we get a little too airy-fairy about these things whenever we start throwing around those statements. And obviously, I'm just as guilty as anybody else by using it too. But, I go, why don't we just say somebody's like, what we used to call them, like assholes.
Macho asshole.
He's an asshole male is what he is. That one's just more of a he's worthless. That one's worthless over there. Anyway,
Yeah.
no, but I guess it's easier to categorize because we all like categorizations, right, Greg?
Yes, alpha males are. I know what an alpha male is when I see one. I think it's a
Yeah.
good word.
Is it? What do they look like to you, Greg?
They breathe through their mouth, and they carry clubs. No, I don't know. I know alpha males. You don't even know them by sight, but then you start talking to them, you realize, okay, this guy's an alpha male. Like he's always in charge. He's on top of the heat. He could be a little guy, a little pipsqueak, but he's still an alpha male.
Yeah.
As far as how he deals with the world,
A pipsqueak.
which I'm the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah. What makes you the opposite?
Because I don't even know how to function in the world and take command. I'm a grunt. I'm a worker ant.
Okay.
I'm not the queen bee.
All right. Well, then, Shauna, you're safe from Greg.
Yes.
I do seem to naturally rise to the top and take over in situations, and it's so unintentional. I promise it is, but it's just like it's the MO, and people just let it happen because they love it.
Well, it is true when you're in a circumstance where there seems to be like some chaos or something like that going on. If somebody is willing to try and start reining in that chaos a little bit, people tend to take a step back to let them do that, And I've learned that, I have that quality, but I realize that I want to kind of see what other people will do first, and I'll just kind of let them do it, until it's going bad. And then I wait for the when it's going bad part to step in. And I go,
You'd be
okay.
a great president, Matt. You should be president of the United States.
No.
I'll let everything get really bad. Then that's not a good thing. Sorry. So are there any kind of roles you really are seeking, Shanna? Like what's your ideal kind of job? Like what kind of films and TV would you like to be in?
Man, I put this out there on every single podcast because I am manifesting it. It's gonna happen at some point, even if it winds up being on the series, but I'm going to be on a John Wick movie, or like I want to work with Keanu on a John Wick movie or on the series or anything like that, because action movies, like I am stunt trained, and my trainer has actually been tagging me and posting me in stuff lately again too, and so I want to do that action film.
I thought you were going to say Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman reboot.
Well, I actually have the costume wear for that. Just like the show Yellowstone. I have all of that, so I have a whole costume closet. My my boyfriend went to open a closet door the other day. I was like, "There's nothing in there for you." He was looking for a towel, and I was like, "There's nothing in there for you." And he's like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Yeah, that's my costume closet."
Well, I tell you, I've got Keanu Reeves' representative in front of me, right? Not like the actual person, but I've got their name. If you want to track them down, there was one named Meredith Wechter in Los Angeles, California, 641 North Larchmont, part of sugar23.com. And that's a way to possibly get in contact with Keanu Reeves.
That would be so incredible.
Yeah, it helps if you have a membership to IMDb Pro where you can.
I do. Yeah.
So if you go to Keanu Reeves' page, it'll show like his representation on the left-hand side of the screen, and as well as email addresses. So, if you want to go full alpha, I have given you the tools.
Just starts harassing that person.
That's right. Sometimes these people respond. You never know. They if you don't reach out, you never get it. But if you reach out, you never make it happen. So
that is so true. That is so true. I want to make sure that it's done correctly, because I don't want to step on any toes, burn any bridges. But you also have to take that risk. I would love to just like go see him at his motorcycle shop, maybe. Or run into him in Austin, because he goes to Austin all the time, because Sandra Bullock lives there, Matthew McConaughey lives there, Jensen Ackles lives there,
What's a Jensen Ackles? That sounds like a disease of some kind.
From Supernatural.
Oh, the TV show. Got it. Okay.
Yes, and yeah, Jensen
It
Ackles.
does sound like maybe something that's growing on the bottom of a boat. Got a bad case of Jensen Ackles I got to scrape off this weekend.
That's funny. That's funny. Christy Carlson Romano lives there too. I actually got to work with her last
I'm
week.
suddenly feeling very old. Who is this person you just mentioned?
Christy
what?
Carlson Romano.
Christy Carlson Romano. Is she related to Ray Romano?
I don't believe so, but she is the voice of Kim Possible.
Cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
Right? Yes, got it.
On the Disney Channel.
Yeah. Greg and I are big
Stevens.
aficionados of the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Okay, but she's well known to many other people besides us. That's the main thing.
Right. She was also, like, a long time ago, she was in the movie The Cutting Edge, which was about ice skating. And I believe that was based on a true story.
Okay. Well, you can make up anything you want about her and we'll believe you.
Okay, cool. Anyway, it was super great to get to work with her last month too.
She was like the lead role in Jaws, and yeah, she played the shark.
She was the shark?
Yes.
She was in that suit.
There you go.
And it was a character piece. She
Well,
had to practice.
Would you want to be
people.
like fighting in the movie? Like do a lot of action yourself?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Yes.
So what's is there something you're currently in? Because I know you're about to be in possibly the prequel to Yellowstone, but
right.
Currently that you just got through filming or that's about to come out?
I just finished 3 films this month.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 of them are faith-based, and 1 of them is a horror film.
When you say faith-based, you mean like Hindu?
Like Christian.
Shinto. Oh, that faith. Okay. You never know.
Yeah. They
are.
Any
faith these days. It could be
that is so true.
Full-blown Buddhist.
Yeah. But they're not like preaching the gospel in them. They're like just the positive message. But anyhow, one of them is called Stay, and that one is getting distribution and will be out in theaters.
Oh,
so
nice.
that one focuses on suicide awareness and prevention. Mm-hmm. And I have a supporting role in that one. And then another one is called Circuit, and that's the horror film. And my boyfriend actually got to be in that one with me. It's his first time ever on a film set. It was so cute. And so I was really thrilled to be able to get him into that one. And then there's another one.
You're not just an alpha female, you're like a sugar mama is what it sounds like to me.
I am not.
Getting him roles in the movie and
no. He would never allow me to actually be his sugar mama. That man works. Yeah, he works.
Okay, fair enough.
No, he's not like, nuh-uh.
I like Matt.
No, the last one, was a bit of a moocher. Well, a lot of a moocher, but this one is not. So I'm very, very pleased with this one. And so anyway, the third one that I did in July, we renamed Line of Action to Necessary Partner. And it's about accepting somebody for who they are and, not things that you come to discover about them. Because
you said we renamed it. I mean, you had a part in it, or you had a more significant role in this film?
I had a supporting role in it, but I also originally was the assistant director.
Okay.
And then for budgeting reasons and scheduling reasons, I just went back to acting in it.
Oh, okay.
So it was renamed to Necessary Partner because Line of Action didn't make the impact that the producer wanted. So it was renamed to Necessary Partner.
When you act in faith-based movies, do they make sure you're a Christian? They don't care. Do they care?
It depends on who is running it. I know there's a studio in the area that does make sure that you're Christian or they won't cast you. But that is an immersive experience studio, and they only do immersive stuff, and they only do faith-based shows. Like there's a couple of TV shows that they do.
Could you define what you mean by immersive experience from a movie?
Immersive experience is where customers actually walk through, and that the actors are in different scenes throughout the compound.
So it's not really a film then, it's more
Right.
like you're part of, like, say, Williamsburg or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
where you're playing a role on a live set.
Right.
Or like at a Renaissance festival type of thing. That's what you mean.
Right, exactly.
Got it. So
Yeah.
in those particular ones, they would want somebody who obviously believes that particular faith
Right.
to be more believable, I would think.
Right. No, as far as independent features go, they don't necessarily care. Yeah, there's only one studio in the area that I'm aware of that makes sure that you are a Christian before they cast you.
Did you ask this, Greg, because you wanted to like start playing parts or something?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'd be a good Pontius Pilate, I think.
I think
To do that.
Or like the other guy who was on the cross besides Jesus.
Right.
What's his name?
Oh yeah, what was his name? The thief.
The thief guy. You could be that guy.
Balthazar or something like that.
Balthazar, I think it was.
No, that's not it.
It was Fred.
Hepzibah.
It was Joey.
Wait,
Joey the
Barbarous. Fuck. Sorry, tangent. Let's get back to faith-based movies.
I mostly do secular things, but I won't turn down a faith-based film. For if it's a role that fits into my schedule and it's something that I believe in. So,
are there any roles that you've rejected that have come across your plate? I mean, for personal reasons as opposed to like business or scheduling reasons.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. I will not do any full nudity. I will not. That is reserved for one other person only, and I will not. I
won't even do full nudity for my wife, so you're better than me.
That's something that I won't. Like I don't mind like maybe implied or whatever, but I will not do full
like
nudity.
Behind a curtain type
I run
of thing.
that kind of a show.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I mean, if it's tasteful, that's one thing. But if it's just like, it's like there's a particular network, a higher tier network that you have to pay for to watch. That it's like, holy cow, it's like all the women on that particular network have to, strip completely. It's like, why? I don't want to do that kind of stuff.
What network is that?
HBO Max.
Oh, gotcha. Do all the women on that channel have to strip?
Basically, like I'm watching Game of Thrones. Like, why is this gratuitous stuff in here? I don't know. I mean, I love the overall storyline of Game of Thrones, but I could have done without all of the,
I think that's in the books is probably why. Like the gratuitous scenes are probably in the books, so they were trying to stay true to that. That's
Maybe.
my theory. That or people like skin.
What about violence? Will you turn down a role if it's too violent? Like, this is like, no.
So she's all about killing, but no nudity.
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay to murder your neighbor, but don't strip in front of him.
Don't show him your nipples.
I do have a movie that's coming out on Amazon Prime called Snowy Night, and I get to beat somebody up with a bat in that.
Whoa.
So, you know.
Now, were they naked and you used that as a reason to hit them with the bat?
Absolutely not. But that movie is pretty bloody. It is a horror film. And with that one, we actually improv the entire thing.
So like even the bat had its own lines.
It sure did. Yep, absolutely. Yep. And one of my sons.
I'm going to hit this guy.
That movie. I'm sorry.
So it's called Snowy Night?
Snowy Night.
When's that coming out? Do you know?
We're hoping in the next month it'll be out there. And then I always forget I have stuff on Amazon. I don't know why. That's crazy. But there's a series on Amazon called Evil Deeds. And I'm in one episode called Hello. I'll be in another episode a little bit later. I actually need to record my part of it pretty soon in the next few days. And then I cast and directed another episode.
Nice. So this is already on Amazon, though.
Already on Amazon. The episode that I cast and directed of Evil Deeds is called Hugo.
Got it.
Yes.
So did you just stumble into directing, or you've been doing directing for a while?
I did stumble into directing. It's not something I ever set out to do. I was asked to direct the first time about 3 years ago, and I was still pretty green on the film side, and it was a creature feature. It was called Killa. And then we wound up being able to shoot half of it, and for whatever reason, it never got finished. So, but I, like I said, I was still pretty new to everything, and I wound up having to recast on the day, and it was just a real challenge, and I did not like it at all back in the day. And then I got asked to direct again, like this year. I started having people ask me to direct. I'm like, all right, I'll think about it. And then I was told I could cast it too. I was like, oh, good. I can pick my own people. Awesome. Oh my gosh. I have such more respect for casting directors, because I put out a casting notice and I got bombarded with all of the questions and people not following directions. And I'm like, oh, I get it now. I get it. So that was an eye-opening experience for me, even just with the casting. I was like, holy macaronis. But yeah, then I got to have my people, and then I did the Airbnb. I rented one of those so that we could film it, and I get to write that off later. I'm very happy about that. And
it's about the numbers.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
So the accountant.
Yes, absolutely. I get to write off all my mileage. I get to write off my car, because most of my driving is for filming, which it's
your awesome. Makeup?
No.
Your hair stylist?
Well, it depends, because if I can wear it any day of the week, then I can't write it off. So like regular makeup, I can't write off. Specialty makeup, special effects stuff, I can write off. Or any of my costumes, any of my cosplay stuff, but if it looks like normal clothes, I can't wear it. I can't write it off.
Can't you just get them to like add like a horn to your forehead to your regular makeup, just to like take that opportunity to write it off?
Well,
it's like a little one right here.
My makeup artist gets to write off her stuff too. I actually have a personal makeup artist. She lives in the area, and she's been in and around Hollywood forever also. And yeah, she just scolded me the other day because I ran out of the skin cleanser that she gives, she has for me, and she's like, don't be running out of that cleanser, you don't want to be using regular soap on your face. Oh my gosh. She's like, let's get you 2 bottles so you don't run out again. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. But yeah, she scolded me.
So like from her personal supply, is she like selling that stuff out of her trunk or something?
Well, no,
you have to buy this lotion.
like Herbalife.
It actually is very, very specific stuff. It's basically like a prescription that she's put together. You need to use these things, and these things cannot be purchased in the grocery store or wherever regular cosmetics are sold. You can't get it at the Mac counter. You can't go to Sephora and get it. You know, you're not going to Ulta to find this stuff. It's very special Hollywood stuff for your face.
That's actually the brand name. It's called Hollywood Stuff.
I have no idea. They don't even put a brand name on it because they don't want you to be able to go out there and find it.
Wow.
So you can't buy it from anybody.
Interesting marketing.
You have to get it from a makeup artist.
Well, we've got a little over the halfway point. Do you have any particular website or specific links that you want to promote to people so they can find your work and where you are before we go into our client for the day?
I would love for people to check out my page on IMDb. You can type in my name, Shanna Toft, SHANNATOFT. I will spell that phonetically: Sierra Hotel Alpha November November Alpha Tango Oscar Foxtrot Tango. Or you can type in directly www.imdb.me/Shanna Toft, SHANNATOFT.
Somewhere along the line, I found your a website that had your name on it, and I clicked on it, but it didn't get me anywhere. Is that a
Oh no, I used to have a website, shannatoft.com or something, .org or whatever it was, but I wound up not needing that website anymore, so I let that one go.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because I think I saw it on social media or something and clicked on it and found nothing. So well, thank you very much. I totally appreciate it. Now, you are welcome to join in on our next segment, which is where we discuss our client for today. And today's client, as we mentioned earlier, was Garbage Eaters Anonymous. So if you'd like, you can stay with us as Greg and I discuss this topic, or you are totally welcome to bolt at high velocity if you feel like this is like not up your alley at all.
Well, you know, I'm a boy mom. I can stick around for a little bit and talk about some garbage.
All right, Greg, this is all you, man. That's bring it to us. Get behind the podium and let us know.
We just made this up. Like, I think we landed this client just a couple days ago. We were chatting, and I for many years I was a dumpster diver, and I still will eat something out of garbage. If I see something right on top of the garbage, like in a nice container, I'll open it up and like, hey, look, it's some hummus and a pita.
But don't you get concerned like somebody with like leprosy or something was eating that before you picked it up?
It's a pretty low chance, I imagine, in Portland, Oregon. There's not many lepers walking around.
But you understand my point. You know, somebody could have rubbed it on their armpits or something before they stuck it in the trash.
Sure, that people often do that. Yes, on their groin. Oh, this hummus! I'm going to rub it on my balls before I put it in this container. But I think that it's toughened me up. I feel like I'm ready for the apocalypse. I could drink puddle water without getting dysentery now. I rarely get sick compared to my friends.
Do you go around drinking puddle water?
I could. I'm saying I could, and I wouldn't die of dysentery like you would. You're weak. I've toughened myself up. So I feel like I'm like a new form of evolution by eating garbage. I have toughened myself. You know, it's like inoculating myself to germs.
Do you drink after other people, though? I was emceeing a concert series a couple months ago. And there was this guy, he was so hammered, but he was going around picking up other people's beer bottles and recycling them after he finished drinking them.
I've done that because I figure alcohol kills the germs. So it's safe. I was just telling this story last night because Matt bought me a Hurricane. You know the New Orleans drink, the Hurricane? Those delicious drinks. And when I went to New Orleans once,
we were at a tiki karaoke bar last night.
Yeah, it's a very nice bar in Portland called the Alibi. And the only time I was in New Orleans was I was pretty broke. And do you know in New Orleans you're allowed to leave a bar with your drink? They just give you a paper cup, and you can just take your half a drink and just walk down the street. The cops won't stop you. So of course, a lot of these like drunken people, sorority girls, frat boys, would take like a full Hurricane, leave the bar, and then to get into the next bar, they'd have to leave it on the stoop or somewhere. And they'd forget about it, of course. And me and my friend just went around drinking free Hurricanes all night.
Oh my gosh.
You're like
And
following drunken sorority girls.
No, we didn't have to. We didn't have to. Everywhere you went, there's bars with nice hurricanes, like full. And we just drink them all. We didn't get
just
sick.
in paper cups sitting outside the bar.
Yeah, like a big plastic cup, actually, like one of those solo plastic cups, you know, because the bars don't want to give you their glasses, obviously. So there's a cup
you
in every.
You didn't consider the theft part of this.
No, because they went into this other bar for an hour. They're not gonna be like, oh, there's our hurricane. That's what's sitting outside.
But you don't know how long they're going in there for.
It's true. Most people are normal though, and they wouldn't take the chance that we left a drink out on the sidewalk, and now we're gonna continue drinking it.
Well, maybe they want to come back. Maybe they just wanted to look for somebody, and then they were coming back out to get it.
Could be. So
yes, but
I feel
you didn't
terrible
care about that, did you?
I feel terrible.
To his credit, though, they should actually know better than to leave it sitting out there because somebody could drop something into it.
Or rub it in their armpit.
True.
Yeah, they should have done that thing at a bar. They should have put a napkin on it, you know, like, or a straw. Like, no.
Yeah, but if so many people are doing it, it seems like they would know that they're going to coming back out to get it, though. I would think.
Have you ever been in Bourbon Street, Matt?
I haven't been to New Orleans. I have not been to New Orleans.
Everyone there is hammered. They're not thinking about like, oh, I'll come back for the street. Everyone's just fucking wasted. It was like people were just vomiting in the streets and just by themselves. Their friends just walk off. There'd be a guy in the corner just being like, ah. It's crazy. And this wasn't Mardi Gras. This was normal New Orleans time. That place is nuts.
So basically, everyone's drunk and everyone's barfing in the streets.
A lot of people are. I wasn't.
So that's another concern for your eating garbage. Like maybe somebody barfed in that food or even is in the dumpster with you that you're going through.
I took the chance.
Or what has laid eggs in there? You know.
This is true. Well, I don't eat stuff. You know, I figure if it's not too old, I love when you get things with avocado in it because that's a perfect timestamp. Because avocado gets brown. So if you find some like to-go container with like a little avocado in a salad, it's still green. You're like, God, this thing's like half an hour old. It's probably totally fine. Unless, you know, someone rubbed it on their balls or something. Which Matt seems to think people like to do.
Yeah, that's what I said.
People
they put a cigarette out in it or something.
I'd see the cigarette. I could see that.
But you'd probably eat the cigarette too, wouldn't you?
No.
Do you eat recyclables? Like, do you eat plastic bottles too, like you get out of dumpsters?
I'm just
wondering, like, how much of a garbage eater you are.
No, just edible food. There's a lot of great edible food. I find canned food all the time in the garbage where it's like, oh, it's a week past the due date. That shit's fine.
Is it opened can or is it a closed can?
No, it's a closed can. Yeah, it's just open can of peaches. No. I found a box of pasta outside near the dumpster once. I ate it for 2 years. I ate so much pasta. Free pasta. Pasta doesn't go bad.
2 years? What do you mean it doesn't go bad? It actually, things grow in pasta. Like
not in this pasta.
Like insects can grow in pasta.
If it's got a hole in the bag, but it had a plastic bag, so no insects got in.
Well, even before it goes in the bag, they can grow in it, and then they seal up the bag.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
You need to freeze that.
Yeah, you got to kill those things, Greg.
Yeah.
But you know, obviously, this is his digestive system's obviously strong enough to deal with that.
Yeah. I've toughened it up. I can eat the bugs.
This is all based on like a George Carlin routine, though, isn't it? Where he was talking about drinking sewer water and something like that to toughen.
Could be. I don't know. I haven't seen much George Carlin, but I think Matt is worried because he once opened a box of Rotelli and a tarantula jumped out of it.
Ew.
So he thinks that's going to happen.
I've never had that happen. He's making
exactly.
Up,
it never happened. It never will. See.
Well, I don't know that it never will. It depends upon which part of the world are you in, where there's lots of tarantulas roaming through dumpsters.
Pasta tarantulas.
Something a few years ago about spiders coming out of bananas. Remember that?
That was an old thing in the 50s. Even that people would talk about, like you open a banana, there's a big tarantula in there or something.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the tarantulas did live in the bananas, the banana stalks, whenever they were shipping them. That's what Deo is all about. The song Deo from Harry Belafonte, it all talks about the tarantulas being with the
highly deadly black tarantulas.
That's right.
I never knew that part of the lyrics.
Yeah.
No. Greg, can you sing it all for her?
Part.
I'll sing the whole Deo. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to sing it.
Well, that's a different song than the one that was in Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice was Jumping the Line.
Oh, okay.
Like Shake Sonora, that one. But Deo
Yeah.
is a different song. I don't think that was made at the beginning. I mean, it might have been.
It might have been.
I mean,
in a
there's
small
like there's
scene.
this young girl listening to Belafonte in that movie, so it could very well be the same thing. But yeah, there's tarantulas and stuff that grow in bananas. So Greg, is there fruit that you won't touch after a certain time from a dumpster?
Well, if it's brown and desiccated looking, yeah, I'll be like,
Yeah.
that's gross. I don't eat just nasty shit. I find really nice stuff in dumpsters. Like, oh, this thing's like, I don't know, a to-go container full of like a slice of pizza, and it doesn't look nasty. It's probably been there for 2 hours. Not in dumpsters, on top of garbage cans or right
On
near
top
the top.
of garbage cans. Oh, so you don't go digging in, is what you're saying?
No.
So you
I
don't
used
actually
to.
did you actually go into actual dumpsters?
I never really had to. I just kind of lean over and see what I could find. Yeah.
All right. So you weren't like really a full-fledged dumpster diver. You're more like a dumpster picker.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So you were just kind of like a lesser than. You're like the Zeta male of dumpster divers.
Exactly. I told you, I'm not good at anything. I'm not alpha about anything, even dumpster diving.
So you couldn't fully commit to that either. Like you wouldn't eat stuff that was like a couple of weeks old. You know, like some people would.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't eat something gross. Yeah.
I mean, basically, you were just doing it. What was that?
I didn't eat stuff. I'm sure I got a lot of germs, but I toughened myself up to that. So I rarely got sick I never ate something where I was like, oh, the next day I felt terrible.
Yeah.
I got a cast iron gut.
That just came from like normal restaurants.
Any place. Dumpsters, normal restaurants, I never get sick from food.
Really?
I never eat something bad and go, oh, I feel terrible.
No?
Shanna, have you ever eaten something like I don't know if you ever saw that famous Seinfeld episode where there was an eclair right on top of the garbage.
Oh, yeah.
And George ate it. And he was just like, it was right on top. It's not really garbage.
No. There's a big difference between 5-second rule on the floor and when it's actually in the trash can. I just know.
What if it's right on top, though?
There's a force field, Greg. There's a force field that sits atop garbage areas, and the minute something crosses that plane, it's infected. So
there's not even a 5-second rule for that?
No. The minute it touches, it's like untouchable. It is leprosy itself. Yeah. You can't eat it. It's against all laws of man and physics. And Sean will back me up on that. It goes against the law of belly button chemistry.
Right.
I wouldn't eat anything that I found in that guy's belly button. I do.
No, definitely not. No.
If I found a peanut in his
what if it was
button,
like a brand new carrot, Greg?
Ew.
Well, that's a big belly button. I'm saying like a pea. If I found a peanut in there, I wouldn't eat it.
But you go for the carrot. There's a carrot sticking out his belly button. You'd eat that as opposed to a pea.
I'd chop off the part that was in his belly button with a knife.
Oh wait, so you're like suggesting his hygiene is bad. You're not willing to accept the touch of his navel to your carrot.
Yeah, belly buttons are gross. My belly button's disgusting. I wouldn't eat anything out of my belly button. It smells bad. Belly buttons are nasty.
How do you know what your belly button smells like, Greg?
You've never just kind of put your pinky and be like, it smells. No? I thought everyone did that.
Making me wheeze. So you
try it sometime.
No,
it smells terrible.
I don't have. That's a good reason not to do it. But so is this something you've explored frequently? You put your finger. Do you do it like a couple times a month? You test out is there a time a month where it smells worse than other times?
Well, if I haven't showered in 12 hours, that's when I know. Whoa, I need to shower.
That's your.
And that's why in the shower, I take a lot of time on my belly button in the shower. I totally get in there. It's gross.
So you use your belly button as a barometer for when you need to clean.
I have other barometers. Sticky balls.
Well, I don't want to go there, but just the concept that you're putting your finger in your belly button and sniffing it to see if it's time to bathe or not.
I don't do that often. I've said it in my life. I have done that because I was just like, what does it smell like? And it smells gross. Everyone's belly button has lint, collects their sweat. It's like worse than your armpit. It's like a tiny little armpit.
Uh-huh. That's what it's also known as. It's the tiny little armpit. That's what people call the
Yes.
belly button.
That's what doctors call it in the medical field.
That's the Latin term for it, is tiny little armpit?
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
tiniest littlest armpitus?
So Shanna, if your boyfriend, you realize that he ate things out of
Segue.
garbage, would you break up with him instantly? Would that be a deal breaker?
I would have to be like, baby, I know you have ADD, but you cannot be distracted by the stuff in the garbage can. No,
That eclair looks so
He
good.
would never do that. He's like, he's really particular. Like everything has to be super, super clean. So yeah, no, he would never do that. So
Is he a
if he had to-
metrosexual?
I'm sorry?
Is he a
No.
metrosexual? No.
No.
So he doesn't do like major cuticle shaving or anything like that? Or...
No.
Okay. Is he another rodeo guy?
He is not.
Okay.
No. No, he is my my Templar Knight Spaniard.
Spaniard?
Yes.
So he's Spanish.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But he also has armor. It goes after the infidels.
I thought the Templar Knights were all gay. That's what I always heard in history.
They're all gay.
The Templar Knights were all gay knights.
I think they were celibate, Greg, is what I think they were.
No, they were homosexual.
I don't think
they had sex with each other. Read your history,
Maybe
Matt.
Some of them, but I don't think it was part of the requirements of being a Knight Templar.
No, but it happened. One in
Sure,
Templar.
It happened to lots of them. Lots of people back then, Greg.
No, that was the smear that when they wanted to destroy the Templars, the Catholic Church, because they had a lot of money, the Templars, from the Crusades. That was one of the things that's how they got rid of them. They said they're all these sodomites, and that's why there's no more Templars, Knights. They destroyed them and took all their money.
Well, I think it was a little more complicated than just calling them gay.
No, that helped them smear them so they could say, look, these guys are terrible. They're all having sex with each other. They're sodomites.
Right, and robbing the Catholic churches.
Just want to give you a little history sometimes. I like to drop a little history on you guys, on the people.
Good. Well, thank you for that.
It goes with belly button sniffing.
Absolutely. No, he follows their honor. You know, I mean, he's very like, I am his queen, and he calls me his queen every single day, and he treats me like his queen, and he is my knight, and he is just absolutely amazing. He truly is. So
it's like a storybook romance.
It is, and it's wonderful. Absolutely perfect.
You're his lady in waiting.
No, she's not a lady in waiting, Greg.
That's what a knight.
The lady in waiting is the one who waits on the queen.
A queen could be a lady in waiting for a knight. She loved the knight.
No, it's a queen, Greg.
She's waiting for him to get back from the crusade.
You don't know the definition of that term,
That's
do
what
you?
lady in waiting is.
No, it is not. It's the person
She's in
who
love with
waits
this knight who's
upon the
far
person
away.
they work for, you twit.
Oh, like a waiter?
Yes, basically.
That sense of the word? Lady in waiting?
Yes.
No, I don't think it is.
Yes, it is.
Ladies in waitings were like beloved by the knights. They did all these deeds for the lady in waiting.
Well, they would do that, but the job of the lady in waiting was to wait on a woman who is of a higher class than her.
Really?
Yes.
I think you made this up. I'll look this up later.
I made it up totally. Just a whole cloth just now. Boom. Just came up with it.
You don't even smell your own belly buttons. I can't even trust you. What kind of person are you?
I don't do that. Yeah. I don't lick my earwax either. Is that one of your things?
Well, I can't reach. My tongue's not that big.
Well, you can't reach your belly button either, but you found a way.
I don't lick it. I put it on my finger and smell it.
Did you lick your finger after you put it in your belly button?
Let me try this. I'll try it.
No, it's not necessary.
No, I've never licked my earwax.
Speaking of earwax, when I was in junior high, I had this English teacher who would give us extra credit if we could come up with words that she couldn't figure out because she knew like 5 different languages. And I found one, which was actually the Latin term for earwax, or the medical term for earwax, which apparently nobody knows except for dictionaries and me. But it's the word is called cerumen. So this is your word for the day, Greg. It's cerumen. CERUMEN is the actual term for earwax.
That's good to know.
All of the people listening out there, I want you to write that down and tell your children or your children's children.
I just feel terrible that this is the most disgusting client we've ever had, and Shanna's here. She expected to talk
I-
about some weighty topic, and she gets me.
You know,
Well, no,
my
I
personal
am not
hygiene.
a girly girl. You know, I do go get my nails and toes done, but I am not a girly girl. I grew up with all boy cousins. I have worked around men overnight for a couple of years now. It's all good.
Yeah, this
Work
isn't our
with
most
men
disgusting
overnight.
client, though, Greg. Greg, our most disgusting client was like 3 episodes ago, whenever we
Oh.
talked about bodily functions.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah,
we did have another less literal aspect to this client. Just garbage eating, like as far as people love to eat junk food, garbage. I mean, and do you have a proclivity for junk food? Do you have a weakness?
She looks like she only eats like alfalfa.
I know, and wheat germ.
Yes.
No, I do try to be healthy for the most part, but we do have like pizza and pizza rolls, and I love salted caramel.
Salted
That
caramel
sounds good.
in the pizza rolls?
Oh yes,
That'd be good.
of course.
Are you talking about those Totino's pizza rolls that you get in the grocery store?
Yeah, Totino's pizza.
I love those.
DiGiorno pizzas. We do the 3 meat DiGiorno pizzas, and we do Bluebell ice cream.
Bluebell ice cream.
Yeah, Bluebell. You can only get it in Texas, and you used to be able to get it in Oklahoma. I think they took it away from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma was just not good enough to get it anymore.
Well, when we had the factories shut down, it was because of listeria at the Oklahoma factory. So I think they took Bluebell away from Oklahoma.
Oh, I thought it was just because people didn't like Oklahoma anymore.
So, but you can always get Bluebell in Texas, and so we were very, very happy when our factories got to start producing Bluebell again, because it really, really is the best ice cream in the country.
Well, apparently, according to their website, their products are sold in 22 states.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
They have expanded, but it is made here.
Sometimes the internet ruins information.
It's interesting how dairies and like ice, it's one of the few big businesses that is still regional. Like there's not one national dairy that like everyone can buy. Like we have Tillamook here. So we have this big ice cream dairy cheese maker called Tillamook. You can't get it anywhere. Well, you probably can get it in a few states around here.
We get it here.
You get Tillamook?
Oh, you get it here?
Oh.
Well, I guess it's gotten really popular, Tillamook cheese. And so their brand, but still, like I go to places where it's like I've never heard of this ice cream. If I go to another state, it's just like their thing, which is kind of going away in our country. There's not really businesses like that. Everything's gobbled up by one thing.
I remember when I went to New York, they didn't know what a Blue Hawaiian was at one of the rooftop bars. I was like, what in the world?
That's when you drink
Wow.
a Hawaiian.
Know what a Blue Hawaiian is?
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know what a Blue Hawaiian is other than
It's
a
good.
Hawaiian that's losing their breath.
No, it's my go-to alcoholic drink.
Oh, it's a drink.
But I did get introduced to a spicy margarita, and that was
Those are good.
It was really
Did
good.
it have like jalapenos in it and stuff? I like when they put like actual really spicy stuff in it.
No, they put like the red pepper flakes on the rim or
Oh,
something.
that sounds good.
Yeah, it was really yum.
It was like a spicy Bloody Mary, but with a margarita instead.
Yeah.
So have you ever heard of this? This is a total garbage drink. It's like wine and Pepsi. Have you heard of that? That people drink that?
Ew. No.
Doesn't that sound
Ew.
horrible? Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
A wine and Sprite is good though. And it's like a wine cooler when you do that.
What's like a wine cooler?
Wine and Sprite.
Wine and Sprite. Now, the reason I bring this up is because Greg often on our show will be drinking boxed wine with Pepsi.
That's what I'm drinking right now.
Is that what's in there?
Yeah, and you know what's strange, Shanna?
He gives it a name to make it sound like more
No, it's a
appealing.
thing. In Latin America and Spain, they call it calimocho, and a lot of people drink it there. And every time I've taken it to a party, people say, that sounds gross. And then they take a sip, and they're like, it's kind of okay.
Kind of okay.
It's weird. It's like bad sangria, but not bad.
But bad.
You should try it sometime. It's like the white wine and Sprite. I mean, it's just it's red wine.
Well, I can't have colas though. I can't have brown sodas.
What are those? Do those do something to you?
Yeah, I get really bad kidney stones.
Oh.
So that's an example of a junk.
Is there ever a good kidney stone?
Well, no. I guess
they could be less bad.
Yeah,
big.
that's bad. That's bad, but yeah.
So is it the cola nut? You can drink other sodas, but something about the cola?
I drink Sprite all the time, but
Huh.
I can't have anything with it's the caramel coloring.
Oh.
Ah.
What about Crystal Coke?
And yet you like salted caramel.
I know, but I have to like flush with water after eating it.
So when you flush with water, does it like a full spray in the face, or how do you do that?
No, I have to drink a bunch of water after I have salted caramel.
I preferred my method.
Yeah.
You know, I only heard about salted caramel when I moved. I visited the Pacific Northwest before I moved here, and there was this one place that kind of started that whole trend. And I thought it sounded gross. I was like, "Eh, salted caramel." Like, can you remember the first time you heard of salted caramel?
I was thinking it's like
weird.
Taffy from like back east.
There was salted caramel taffy?
I'm just thinking that maybe that's where I first came across.
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
But it sounded weird to me. And then, of course, I take a bite and said, "This is the best thing ever." So
I saw a big jar of it at Sam's Club, and it looked really yummy. So I took it home to try it, and I was like, I am hooked on it. It is my favorite.
So you basically like eat some salted caramel, and then you drink a pint of water, and caramel, then water, then caramel, then water. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. If I don't like finish off the container first, because it's really good. I love it.
So
what
Greg,
if you
what's the worst
the
thing?
Ice cream?
Dilute the ice cream.
In 1 part water, 1 part ice cream, blended up. Then you
sounds very watery.
Yeah, it would be like a milkshake.
I think it would be like a milk drink.
Yeah.
It
would be kind of gross, actually.
Yeah.
But it would flush her out.
Greg, what is the worst food that you eat that you buy?
Well,
as opposed to taking it out of somebody's trash can.
Yeah, I don't do much garbage eating anymore. I'm at a level of wealth. I've accumulated enough wealth where I don't have to eat out of garbage.
You like?
I still
buy
will
food
if I
at
see
grocery store.
If I see a choice morsel, I'll definitely still grab it. But
yeah, if you have food lying around at a bar and you're not eating it fast enough, he'll eat it too.
Yeah, 2 hours? Yeah, that's not fast enough. I figure that person's done. But it depends on if I'm sober or drunk. When I'm drunk, I'll eat lots of nasty by like whatever strikes my fancy. I'll be like, oh, these nasty, I don't know, frozen corn dog fritters with sarsaparilla in them. Whatever crazy thing I see.
I've never heard of that before.
I made it up. It was just off the top of my head. But I don't know. I eat a lot of junk food. I love frozen pizzas too. I eat Jack in the Box sometimes, and that's not good for you. You can tell it's terrible, but I love it. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we've come to a good stopping point as we've hit the hour mark of the show.
Even though you haven't told us about your garbage eating
experiences. Everything I eat is garbage, Greg. That's just put it there. We'll just make that for real. Like anything isn't good for me that I'm eating. But I try to get like some things that are somewhat. Nah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so we can finish off the show. I want to thank Shanna Toft very much for putting up with us and talking with us about garbage.
Thank you, Shanna.
Over Anonymous, helping us out with our client, and she was very engaged. And that doesn't happen often. We get an engaged guest with us on one of our clients. So thank you for participating. We definitely appreciate that. And
my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. And if you want to put another plug in for yourself, please do.
Absolutely. My name is Shanna Toft. I am an actor, director, producer, MC, and model, and you can check me out at imdb.me/Shanna Toft. That is SHANNATOFT, phonetically spelled Sierra Hotel Alpha November Alpha Tango Oscar Foxtrot Tango.
To all the ships at sea.
That's right. Everybody's got Morse code out there. Pay attention. Also, if you can find her address, send her salted caramel. What was that, Greg?
I would like to thank your gaffer, too, because you've had the best lighting we've had on Zoom.
Oh, thank you so much. That would be me.
Oh, good gaffing. Good work.
It's auto gaffing.
Auto gaff.
It's my box lights and my ring light, It's all good.
Nice. All right, well, this has been another edition of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. I'm changing the name of the show now. It's
do it in military letters. Quincy
Jones. All right, this has been. I'll try it again. I'm not speaking well today. I don't know what's going on. It's maybe just sobriety. All right, so this is once again has been the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. Thank you all, and goodbye.
Your consultation with the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker has ended. You may pay your retainer at www.qsblaw.org. Please exit to the right of the water cooler and grab a candy from the front desk. We hope to see you again soon, but you need to leave now. I said leave. Why don't they ever listen? Get out! Get out!